Welcome to your November 26, 2024 Mercury Retrograde forecast for all 12 signs. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional, Western, and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this month's transit forecast with you. Please like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. If you're new here, welcome. You can find more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. For those of you who've been following me, thank you for all of your support and for sharing your journey with me. So on November 26, 2024, Mercury, the planet of communication, learning, our mental processes, it's now going to station retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. Now this event, it initiates this 3-week period that invites us to go inward, to slow down, to reflect, to revisit your goals, your beliefs, your perspectives, to go in and finish and complete things that were started so you can move forward at the end of it with more momentum. Mercury retrogrades, this one is going to continue until December 16th, where it will station direct at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury retrogrades, they're known for bringing up our past or prompting us to reevaluate, to revise our approaches, especially in this area of communication, travel, technology. During this time, there can be misunderstandings or delays that are common for wanting to move forward, but needing to go back and reflect and refine. So this is going to be an excellent time for introspection and a realignment. Now, Sagittarius, this is a sign known for being adventurous, this forward-thinking, higher thoughts and ideas, philosophical outlook. We are encouraged to look closely at the broader life goals, our belief systems, our personal vision. Sagittarius rules over themes like exploration or knowledge or the higher truth of things. This retrograde phase, it's going to emphasize these key themes, giving us a chance to reconsider if our current path is in alignment with our genuine aspirations. If you have planets or angles between 6 to 22 degrees of Sagittarius, or in Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, the other mutable signs, this Mercury retrograde is going to feel for you to be more intense. It's going to bring to light these specific themes in your life that need to be reassessed. Now, the key aspects, Mercury is going to square Saturn in Pisces, and it's going to oppose Jupiter in Gemini, therefore creating this energetic tension that's going to urge you to balance your optimism with realism. The opposition to Jupiter in Gemini, this aspect, it's here to open our minds to new perspectives. It encourages us to think big. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and so it brings with it this expansive energy, and it wants us to explore fresh opportunities or possibilities and these bold ideas. However, during the Mercury retrograde, you are invited to go within, to examine these opportunities carefully, ensuring do they align with your core values before taking any action moving forward. There's also going to be a square to Pisces. Squares are 90-degree angles. They're these tension points. And so while Jupiter encourages growth and expansion, Saturn is the planet of limitations and time. And it reminds us to stay grounded, to look at it and say, is this realistic? Saturn's influence, it helps us to identify where do we have limitations and our approach to our aspirations, and to be practical about moving forward. This energy, it may feel somewhat restrictive, but it provides the essential insight that we need, allowing us to make the adjustments to keep us aligned for the long-term goals. This Mercury retrograde is going to be a powerful time to question your assumptions, to reframe your perspectives, to evaluate your personal beliefs. This is going to be an opportunity to examine your long-held views, your refining of your vision, to make the adjustments where they're necessary. By embracing this energy, you can arrive at better solutions and align your actions with your core true values. Take the time to review your long-term goals and go back and finish projects and products and realign, complete, look at this and say, are these things still in alignment with the person that I've become? Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, it gives us the wisdom to adjust our trajectory, our path. It ensures that we want to remain on a path that honors our deepest aspirations. Mercury retrograde periods, they bring about some challenges, but they also offer us valuable insights. By embracing this reflective energy, you gain clarity, it enhances your communication, you can fine-tune your plans for the future. Remember that this retrograde, it's not a time to rush to decisions or to start new ventures. Rather, it's a time to pause, reflect, to go inward, and to ensure that what you are creating for a foundation is solid. Offerings this month. Join my Patreon community for exclusive astrology content. As a member, you'll gain access to ad-free videos, early forecasts, monthly live and tarot astrology Zoom sessions. It's the perfect space if you're ready to dive deeper into the celestial currents that guide your life. Go to the link below and the description to explore all the membership tiers and benefits. Also, check out my 12 days of mystical holiday magic. Follow the link below. And special for Sagittarians, celebrate your birthday with a personalized solar return reading at a special rate. Use the code Sagittarius10 at checkout to enjoy this limited time discount. Schedule your appointment today and discover what the universe has in store for you for your year ahead. Additionally, I'm offering live astrology consultations every other Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So reserve your spot and get in the queue because spaces fill up fast. Be sure to sign up using the link below. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you, helping you to navigate your unique journey. So let's dive in. So for Aries, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your 9th house. And so this is in a harmonious fire sign. It's harmonious to your first house of your identity, who you are, helping you to clear up some things. So if you have any planets or things going on in your house that are between 6 and 22 degrees of Sagittarius, or through Pisces, or in Virgo, or in Gemini, this will greatly impact you more. Now, Mercury retrograde in your 9th house is about expanding your beliefs. You're bringing about higher education, long distance travel. It's about legal matters. It's your cross-cultural experience, spirituality, having a broader perspective on things. As Mercury retrogrades through this area of your life, this is going to be a time to explore, how do you perceive the world and what is your place in it? And remember that it's in a harmonious aspect to who you are. And so this is you being on a quest for knowledge or for wisdom, or to want to connect with other people, places, and things that are broadening your perspectives, either in order to learn or to teach. Mercury retrograde can have you going back and finishing a class or reviewing something that has to do with legal matters. It'll have you experiencing the challenge in order to broaden your perspective. You might find yourself reevaluating these long-held beliefs that you might have had, whether they're religious or they're spiritual or philosophical. You might even consider a course or an educational pursuit, or something that has to do with travel, going back to some place, or there can be these travel hiccups. This is going to be a period of time when you're going to want to reflect on these plans and how do they align with your larger life goals. This transit can really stir up the desire within you to seek deeper truths, either by revisiting subjects or topics or places that once inspired you. There could be any unresolved questions around faith or purpose that now come to the surface, really pushing you to gain clarity on what do you stand for, what resonates with you. The 9th house, it also emphasizes teaching, mentoring. So if you've been sharing knowledge with others, or you wanting to take the time to refine your methods to ensure that your message resonates. Remember that you're going to have a square to Saturn in your 12th house. This is the house of isolation or hidden fears, or tapping into your intuition and stopping the blockage, stopping the broken record. And it will oppose Jupiter. It's your third house of communication, with how do I communicate with others? How do I network with neighbors, siblings, cousins? All of these topics brought in for a revision in order to go back and realign with your higher purpose, your truth. And so, Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Taurus, your Mercury is in your 8th house of your house of shared resources, deep personal transformation, your intimate connections with others, psychological growth. Mercury rules our mind, our thoughts, contracts, negotiations. It's the way that we communicate. Now, I want you to look to see if you have any planets at or around the degrees of between 6 and 22, because this will affect them more, either in Sagittarius or in Pisces, in Gemini, or in Virgo, because this will impact you greater. So the focus for you is going to be on having these deep emotional and your connections that you have with other people that are your financial ties. Anything that has to do with hidden matters or transformation. This is going to be a powerful time for you to revisit any shared financial responsibilities that you have with others. This could be with an ex, with alimony and child support. This could be with a partner. This could have to do with loans or debt or taxes or inheritances, ensuring that everything is clear and fair. The square is going to come with Saturn in your 11th house of your dreams, your goals. Who do you network with? The direction in which you're going to move. The opposition is going to come with your 2nd house of your self-worth, your security, what you need in order to feel secure, like your money, your personal resources. And so this retrograde, it can really trigger this profound period of self-discovery of what do I need in order to feel secure. Since the 8th house, it rules over intimacy and our emotional investments, not just financial. This can bring up old issues with close relationships or partners or family members that they can resurface in order for you to have like a second look at it, a reevaluation of sorts. This retrograde, it can trigger this profound period of self-discovery. Remember, it's we go within. So take some time to reflect on how do you approach intimacy, your vulnerability, how do you trust, who do you trust? Are there these emotional patterns that come from fear from the past that there might be limiting in your connections moving forward? Allow yourself to take that deep dive to explore your subconscious, these influences or unresolved matters that you need for healing. This is also going to be a beneficial time for any transformation work for you, releasing what no longer serves you, whether it's material, emotional, psychological. Use this period to examine your emotional and financial entanglements and creating a space of renewal, trust, and healing within these areas of your life. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. And if you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Gemini, Mercury is your chart ruler, so it's always important for you to follow where is Mercury going. If you have any planets within the degrees between 6 and 22 in Sagittarius or in your Gemini house, your first house of identity, or your Pisces house at the top of your chart, or in your Virgo house at the bottom of your chart, your home, your family, your foundation. Know that these 4 areas of your life can be activated by this Mercury retrograde. Remember that Mercury represents our thoughts, ideas, our communication, our partnerships. This retrograde is occurring in your 7th house of you connected with other people, your +1 house. So it's commitment, it's collaboration, it's balancing yourself with others, it's contracts, negotiations, it's clients, it's your best friend and your significant other. And so for you, you're going to feel this impact with your one-on-one relationships, marriage, and close partnerships. This period of time of retrograde, it can really bring up these issues or these dynamics from the past within these relationships, encouraging you to open up, to look for reflective communication. Old relationships can appear, like the swinging back around of an old client or an old partner or an old best friend or an old partner of somebody from the past coming back in. And this could also be old agreements or commitments in order for you to make these adjustments to move forward. These old relationships can come back into your life in order for you to address these unresolved matters or issues that come up. Take time to reflect on what does partnership mean to you and whether your current dynamics, they align with your core values. This transit is also going to emphasize compromise and collaboration for you. Are you feeling supported? Are you feeling valued within your relationships or your partnerships? Or is there a need to reestablish healthy boundaries? This is an excellent time for you to revisit your relationship agreements, your commitments, or to make adjustments for you to honor both parties that are needed, not just your own, but for others. If you're single, this can be a time for you to reflect on the patterns of your past relationships, gaining insight into what you seek in future connections. Now, Mercury retrograde is truly here to provide you with this opportunity to foster mutual understanding in order for you to communicate openly and align in your partnerships with your evolving self. So we know that the square is going to come with your career, your job, your responsibilities, or higher ups or authority figures. The opposition is going to come with who you are, your identity. Know that this could also bring up difficulty that could include partnership. All right, so for Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Cancer, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your 6th house of your day-to-day living, your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. This could have to do with pets. This could have to do with finding a work and home balance. If you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 of Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, this will really impact you more. There's going to be these squares and oppositions that can occur. So for you, having to focus on you reevaluating your day-to-day routines, your work habits, your health practices, possibly going back. This house, it governs the structure of your day-to-day life, your responsibilities to others. The 6th house is how do I nurture and care for myself, but also how do I give and nurture and care for other people. It includes my diet, my exercise routines, yoga, meditation, alternative healthcare practitioners, taking time out to nurture and care for myself, as well as how do I serve others. This is going to be an excellent time for you to truly assess whether your current routines, are they truly supporting your physical and mental well-being, or is it time to take a moment and realign with something that's better? You might experience a shift or miscommunications that in your workplace, calling for you to have adaptability and patience. Reconsider your approach to tasks and how you allocate your time and your energy. Are you overextending yourself? Reflecting on how you lead for a better balance between your home and work and rest, allowing for you to have this greater productivity and your well-being. Health matters too. They're going to become more prominent, making this a really good period for you to reevaluate your diet, your exercise, or any wellness habits or routines that need to be improved. The square is going to come to Saturn with traveling or cross-cultural experiences or legal matters or publishing. The opposition is going to come to your 12th house of my worst fears, isolation. The 12th house brings up topics of being alone, to sit and tap in, to heal and renew. And so Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I have our full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insight, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking to book a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Leo, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in another fire sign. This is in your 5th house of children, creativity, where you're willing to take a risk, you pursuing your passions. It is in a harmonious aspect to your 1st house of your identity, who you are, things that you want to launch, how you want to be known as. Now, Mercury, I would look to, do you have any planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in Sagittarius, or in Pisces, or in Gemini, or in your 2nd house of Virgo, your self-worth, cash, property, and resources. So having planets at or around these degrees is going to activate the energy, and you're going to feel it more intense because you're either going to have a square or an opposition to this. When Mercury retrogrades into your 5th house, your focus, it turns to creativity or self-expression or romance or what personally brings you joy. This could have to do with your children. You might feel inspired to tap in and revisit old creative projects, possibly to breathe new life into them or to finish them, or to reconnect with hobbies that bring out your playful, joyful side. If you've been struggling with expressing yourself fully, this period can really encourage you to explore in new ways that let your authentic voice shine. Romantic interests can now come under review, as well as possibly rekindling past connections or helping you to gain clarity on what you desire within a partnership. This house also governs your children, so there can be themes around family or nurturing your inner child. So it's not just your children, but it's working with children or tapping into your own inner child. And this is prompting a reflection on joy, on spontaneity, on what truly feels like authentic to you, that can fuel your soul. Reevaluate on how you dedicate your time to personal passions, like if you are allowing yourself enough space for creative freedom. There's going to be a square to Saturn in your 8th house of you connected to others and deep psychological healing. So healing can come from this because Saturn wants to create something that is, it's about limiting things, but it's about making things that last over a longer period of time. It's nothing that's surface. The opposition is going to come with you connected with others for your dreams, your goals, or your networks that you're in, and making sure that you're not over promising things. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. And if you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have Mercury, your chart ruler, at the bottom of your chart. Remember, since Mercury is your chart ruler, it's always important to follow where it goes because it activates not only who you are, your first house of self, but it activates the top of your chart, your career, your job, your responsibility, your legacy. Wherever it goes, it brings in those themes, and whenever it retrogrades, it also has you revising, rethinking, and going within with those areas. So if you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in Sagittarius, or in Virgo, or in Gemini, or in Pisces, you will definitely feel this more intensely, stronger. So for you, having Mercury stationing retrograde in your 4th house, it's really going to emphasize all themes around home, family, your foundation, traditions. You might find yourself revisiting past family dynamics, or mending relationships, or rethinking your living relationship, or your living environment. This is a really great time period for you to go back and declutter, to reorganize, or even consider renovations within your home or your home work environment, ensuring that your space truly feels like a sanctuary for you. This retrograde can really bring up topics about memories or emotions that come from your past, encouraging you to take some time to go within and reflect on how your upbringing influences your current life. Take time to address any unresolved family issues with patience, creating harmony within your close relationships. This is also a really great time for you to reconnect with your roots, your traditions, your foundation, possibly revisiting places from your past with an understanding that I want to have a deeper connection of where did I come from. Now the square is going to come with Saturn in your partnership sector. So this will include business partners, significant others, I'm going to include open enemies and exes, and I'm going to include clients or people that you have consultations with, or people that you create connections with, because it's the +1 house. The opposition is going to be with Jupiter, that has to do with your career, your job, your legacy, and over promising too much. So be cautious about being seen or mistakes being seen by others. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. And if you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Libra, Mercury is going to be in your 3rd house of communication. This is neighbors, siblings, cousins, the way you take in information, the way that you disseminate information. It's all of your technology, it's short distance travel, your car, your vehicle, bike. It's all kinds of communication and short distance travel, taking a class, taking a workshop. If you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in Sagittarius, or in Gemini, or in Pisces, or in Virgo, this will affect you greater, because you will have squares and oppositions to it. So for you, this experience within your realm of going back, rethinking, reviewing, reevaluating all of your communication, all of your learning, all of topics that have to do with people within your immediate environment. This period can really bring up some unresolved conversations or miscommunications with neighbors, or your personal relatives, or your close friends. This is going to be a chance for you to clarify any misunderstandings, to ensure that everyone is on the same page. It's a chance to revise, rethink, review the way that I'm communicating, and to clear up the communication faux pas. You might feel this urge to re-engage with learning, or to go back and revisit a subject that you once studied, or to refine your skills in areas of interest. If there's writing or communication, so think Patreon, or think Zoom, or journaling, or anything that has to do with you communicating your thoughts and ideas into words in a project. take the time to review your work to ensure that this aligns with what you want to say, your message. Pay attention to all of your daily interactions, because sometimes the small exchanges can carry the most profound insights for you. This retrograde is going to be a valuable time for you to refine how you communicate, how you connect, and how you engage with the world around you. The square is going to be in your 6th house of your day-to-day habits with your healthcare practitioners, or with your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, like your counselor, your mentor, your guide. It's also going to tap into your 12th house of self-fears and ridding yourself of like that broken record and past karmic connections, tapping into dreams, tapping into your intuition. The opposition is going to occur with your 9th house with Jupiter there. Jupiter saying, I'm offering this much over expansion of, and needing to say, I need to trim this down. I don't want to overpromise or to not be able to meet the criteria of the commitment. So taking a really hard look at everything that you are working on with cross-cultural experiences, like if you're taking a class that's far away or traveling somewhere, there can definitely be hiccups, or with your computer, your phone, or all forms of technology. So for Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays for full moon and new moon astrology forecasts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking to book a private consultation, you can do that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Scorpio, Mercury is going to station retrograde in your 2nd house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your personal resources, what you need in order to feel secure. If you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22, you're definitely going to be feeling this stronger. I also want you to look at your Virgo and your Gemini and your Pisces houses, and look again for degrees between 6 and 22. So for you, Scorpio, this brings about topics of your personal finances, your material possessions, your values. Having Mercury retrograde in your 2nd house, it brings up topics of you feeling compelled to review your financial plans, your budgets, or even to reveal how do I reevaluate my material possessions, like literally laying out everything that you own and love and value, and consider if your current spending or if your current earning aligns with your core values that supports the lifestyle that you wish to create. It's looking over everything that you have and saying, does this resonate with me? This is going to be a really good time for you to address any lingering issues around your self-worth or confidence. This is allowing you to recognize what are your true values. This house not only governs your money, but also your personal values, your skill set. You can use this period to reflect on what truly matters to you, assessing how you use your resources, both material and spiritual, in order to align with these values, reflecting on how you manage your resources, both financially and personally, in order to create the foundation that feels secure within aligning with your worth. The square is going to come with Saturn in your 5th house of your creativity, or something that has to do with your children, or where you're willing to take a risk. It represents lovers. It represents what brings you joy and pleasure. And so the opposition is going to come with Jupiter in your 8th house of deep psychological healing, your connection with other people's money, your investments, debt, taxes, alimony, child support. The 8th house is where you are connected with other people on a deep level. So you are looking at what is yours and comparing it to where are your resources connected with other people. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology forecasts. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Sagittarius, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your first house of yourself, your identity, who you are, things that you want to launch, things that you want to be known for. The first house is like your business card, it's your website. Now, if you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in Sagittarius, in Gemini, in Pisces, and in Virgo, this will affect you greater because there will either be a square or an opposition to what's going on with you. Know that Mercury, it puts the spotlight when it retrogrades on how you present yourself to the world. This transit's going to encourage you to reevaluate your identity, asking you if your image truly aligns with your inner truth. You might feel the need to make changes to your personal appearance or your habits or even ambitions, or taking time to reflect on who you are becoming. This period is going to allow you to reflect with your most authentic self, considering what aspects of your personality you wish to bring forward. This is an invitation for you to refine your goals, to ensure that your current path aligns with your deepest values. Mercury has you going back over how you used to look, possibly name change, like being known as a healer or getting married, or something that has to do with like a title or a label, or something that you want to launch or start. Take some time to reconnect with who you are, refining how you show up in the world with what feels true to you, knowing that Mercury also is going to square Jupiter, your chart ruler. So this could have something to do with your partnerships, your clients, open enemies, exes. The seventh house with Jupiter here represents expansion of promising too much, or mistakes being made with contracts, negotiations, or something that has to do with clients or consultations. The square is going to come from Saturn, that has to do with your home, your family, your foundation, your roots, in building something that is sustainable, something that Saturn wants, something that's reliable, long lasting, and it wants to create something over a longer period of time. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Capricorn, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your 12th house. This revolves around topics of spiritual growth, inner healing, dreams, intuition, psychic ability, your subconscious patterns, releasing things from the past. This is you going within to identify, work on yourself, do the shadow work in order to release the karma to move forward with. Now, if you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in Sagittarius, in Gemini, in Virgo, and in the sign of Pisces, you will feel this more intensely. For you, this experience is about going within for the inner healing, these hidden aspects of yourself, your subconscious patterns, looking at unresolved past matters that they can come up, they might emerge, giving you a chance to take some time to pause, reflect, and have this inner healing. This is a time for you to look at what's been going on in order to process it, in order to release that broken record, the karmic ties that have been either from this lifetime, from what other people have passed down to you from other lifetimes, or from what people say to you in like who have put these things upon you. Practices like meditation, dreaming, journaling, quiet solitude, this is really going to be beneficial for you. This transit can bring a lot of clarity on your hidden fears or patterns that subtly influence your day-to-day life, allowing you to move forward with a clean slate when Mercury moves forward in a direct motion. If you're feeling introspective, take time to honor this need for rest and recovery and a retreat. Embrace this period as an opportunity for deep spiritual growth, for healing and letting go of what no longer serves you on your journey forward. Now, the square is going to come with Saturn in your third house of communicating on a day-to-day basis. This could be journaling. This could be with science and technology, like with phone, email, text, neighbors, siblings, cousins. There's the Saturn here wants to build structures that last or are sustainable. So you working on what you're doing and making sure that it is sustainable for a longer period of time. The 12th house is the house of isolation, where we go within to do the work. Now, the opposition is going to come with the chart ruler of that, Jupiter, in your 6th house of your day-to-day living, your day-to-day habits, healing, mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, finding a counselor, finding a guide, finding a mentor, finding a balance between home and work. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you'd like to book a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Aquarius, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, your network, your community of who you connect with others in order to forward where you want to go and what you want to do. It's like collective goals here. Now, if you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in the sign of Virgo, or in the sign of Gemini, and in the sign of Pisces, this will affect you more because it will either be in a square or an opposition to what's going on, increasing the energy of what you are feeling, the intensity of. So for you, this retrograde is emphasizing your connection to community, your future aspirations. You might reconnect with old friends or evaluate your social groups. This could mean going back into your Facebook, your Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, bowling leagues, sewing, any groups or organizations that you are in, and reconsidering, do I want to stay in this group? Do I still feel connected to this group? Reconsidering your long-term goals with either work associates or where you connect with other people that are like-minded. Are you surrounded by people who support your growth? Or is this a time to refine your social circles, like to tap out of some or to reconnect with others? This is a valuable time period for you to gain this clarity on your role within the communities or your networks, reflecting on what you can contribute, what you receive, to make sure that your friendships and your collaborations, do they align with your vision? Use this time to reconnect with like-minded individuals, to realign your goals, to ensure that your social circles support your aspirations, because you're going to have this square to Saturn in your 2nd house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your skill set. Does this am I building something that is sustainable for a longer period of time? The opposition is going to come with Jupiter in your 5th house of children, or the house of creativity, or the house of lovers. The 5th house is the house of joy and pleasure. And so Jupiter, the chart ruler of your 11th house, is overpromising or something looking too good to be true. And so having to reconsider, reflect, realign. Whenever a planet stations retrograde, it's about going within to look at, where do I want to move forward with this in the end, to reflect and realign. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So Pisces, Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in your 10th house of your career, your job, your legacy, your responsibilities, you being seen by everybody, and your reputation. It's your ambitions. It's at the top of your chart. Mercury here will have you going back and focusing on your career life, your direction, and realigning. If you have planets between the degrees of 6 and 22 in the sign of Sagittarius or in Virgo, your partnership sector, your +1 clients, open enemies, exes, your best friend, significant other, or in Gemini, your home, your family, your foundation, or in your first house of self and identity, this will affect you more. You're definitely just going to be feeling this. This period is really going to call for you to reassess what is your professional path, what are your long goal, your long-term ambitions, reflecting on whether your current role does it align with your personal career goals, where you want to go and what you want to do, what you want to achieve. If there's been a project in the works, this can be a time that you can reevaluate it or refine it to go back and complete specific projects. You might want to revisit professional relationships or public responsibilities, making adjustments to ensure do they fit with your evolving aspirations, possibly reconnecting with old contacts, or maybe bringing in these new opportunities by connecting with them. Take this time to refine your professional path, ensuring does it reflect with your aspirations and does it bring you closer to your highest potential. Having it oppose Jupiter at the base of your chart, your home, it's this, am I spending too much time at work? How do I find this balance between my home and my work, building this solid foundation that feels secure? Having the square to Saturn in your first house of your identity, does this new, or does this what I'm working on? The squares create tension points, and it creates this opportunity to push for change. And Saturn in your first house wants you to build something that is sustainable, has healthy boundaries over a longer period of time. And so Mercury stationing retrograde is a time to go within and look at how is this changing me and where do I want to be at the end of the retrograde. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays for live new moon and full moon astrology consultations at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking to book a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe.